We're in East Yorkshire.
Are you ready for this?
You betcha.
Mum, if you're watching, stop buying me pants.
Wasn't ready for that.
You choose your own knickers, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Control yourselves.
Knickers? What are those? Whatever tickles your pickle.
Whatever ruffles your truffles. It's the third leg with underwear guru and auctioneer Natasha Raskin Sharp and lover of jewels Ishy Khan.
Oh, you made it worse.
A squish! A squishy!
Oh, it's got even worse now.
How exciting. I didn't know that classic cars had squishers.
Scooters.
A scousher is Tash Chat for the windscreen washer. Best chums are zooming around in the 1966 Volvo Amazon estate.
Oh, you love a scoosh now. You're on about
Love a
scoosh.
scoosh.
It's the simple things. Last time, we had some serious chat.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Tash got a fright,
Oh my God! Oh my God!
and Ishy was showing off his many talents. Currently, Natasha is in the lead with 2 auction wins.
Look into the room now. 65.
Take
Well
that.
done.
I will take that.
From Tash's original budget of £1,500, she now has £1,070. Ishy also began with £1,500 and now has £967. So far, Natasha has notched up 2 auction wins. As we enter round 3, can Ishy claim a victory?
Doesn't that tree look like a little gnarly face?
Oh, it does actually. Looks like you.
Cheeky. This tour began in Berwick-upon-Tweed, skipped around Northumberland, zips around Yorkshire before a dazzling auction finale in Bristol.
Handsome.
Gorgeous. You took the words right out my mouth.
Our raring-to-go road trippers are in the East Riding of Yorkshire, shopping all the way to Pontefract in West Yorkshire. First stop, the town of Beverley. This very locale is said to have inspired the super glam Beverly Hills, California. And here come our 2 big stars, ready to dish out the dosh.
Quite a far walk from the car park.
I was just about to talk about how splendid the town
Sorry,
is.
I didn't
You're just worried about your feet. But you're wearing trainers.
It's not that. It's just I thought we had to talk about something.
That's how conversations usually go, Ishy.
The cheek.
Now, this is the place for our twosome, Beverley Antiques and Collectors Centre. Take a look at the fancy goods in here. A veritable feast for the eyes. Let the moocheroo commence.
This is almost life-size.
Not quite. Natasha has just over £1,000 to play with.
There's really nothing quite like Bristol blue, is there, when it comes to the colour of glass? I think the term was coined in the 18th century.
2 18th century Bristolians, a potter and a chemist, mixed cobalt oxide with molten glass to create this incredible colour we know today as Bristol blue.
I think we're talking 19th century, and we're looking at oil and vinegar. Oh, actually, as I hold it up to the light, I can see little labels on the front. Delightful. The stoppers here, which have their own mounts, by the by. I mean, how elegant is that? You don't have to take out the stopper and hold it in your hand while you pour the oil or vinegar. You can just pop it in the mount and everything will stay safe and sound.
I think we might be getting somewhere. Ticket price, £45.
I think the person who's buying it now is interested in a little bit of flash. And it basically says, oh, you want oil and vinegar? Oh, excuse me. Let me just go and grab my Bristol blue set. I think that's really smart.
Defo won for the culinary show-off.
I think this could make a profit at auction, you know. And that is quite an exciting prospect. And there is nothing better than a bit of bread and oil and vinegar. And can you imagine if it was served to you like that? Chef's kiss.
Scrumptious. Now, there's Ishy. Onwards and upwards. Or not. Ishy has £967. On we go.
It's not the only one having a bad hair day.
Get out of town, Ishy. Gloriously bouncy. Oh, I take that back.
This cabinet is really interesting, but it's not the little knickknacks and cool objects in it that have caught my eye. It's actually the background. It appears to be a prayer mat. It looks Eastern, and it does look like it's got some age. I mean, I can't really get to it. So there's this Arabic calligraphy, well, initials in this cartouche here, and then all these geometric patterns, almost like an abstract paisley down the side. It's Eastern, it could be Iranian, it could be Afghani. It's eye-catching. I'm drawn to it. I like it, so it might be worth taking a risk on.
In Islam, the prayer mat provided cleanliness between the ground and the worshipper and is always placed in the direction of Mecca. Unusual, Ishy, and no ticket price to be seen.
Ishy,
Hello.
what's going on in this outdoor fantasy land?
Making the most of the sunshine.
So what are you up to?
So it's taken ages to stack this up with the wind. Tell you what, I'll get you lunch if you can get a lucky strike.
There's lunch on the line?
Lunch is on the line.
Right, okay, you ready for this?
Go on, go on.
Okay.
Blimey.
Yeah, great. I'll just see you later.
That was rubbish, Tash. Back inside, what else can she find?
What a room. What a dress. Oh, wow. Hello, 1920s. Oh, yeah. Hi there. So first things first, my hair is far too long. Sorry, flapper girls, I'm ruining the look because I should have a bob right now, okay? I should have a very coquettish bob. I should, at the very least, have my hair up. I mean, is that not just so chic?
Hot to trot.
Put this over my head and I feel special. Imagine just actually slipping it on. It would feel amazing. It actually is quite heavy, and that must be all the beads. Yeah, really nicely beaded.
Perfect for the Charleston.
So, flapper dresses from the 1920s, it's all about a few features, actually. So we don't want any sleeves. Check. We're sleeveless. Great. We want it to be a little bit daring, and think about 30 years earlier. Think about the 1890s, the Victorian bustle, all the corsetry, the way that women were absolutely made to feel uncomfortable in their everyday dress. No, not in the 20s. It was about being as boyish as possible.
The flapper dress may have been started by Coco Chanel when she wore a man's shirt and wrapped a belt around her waist. Chic!
And I think it has to be affordable. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, £55. I think the scallop will see us through, that scallop edge, and I think I want to go with it, you know.
Standby dealer Peter. Along with the Bristol Blue Oil and Vinegar Cruet set at 45, we have a total of £100.
I'm here to haggle hard.
Oh dear.
I'm going for it, Peter. I'm going for it. It's £100. Peter, would you dare sell the two for £60?
Well, what I was thinking was I'd knock you a third off, which would bring it down to £65.
65.
So you had a good stab at 60, didn't you?
I can most definitely deal with 65. Are you sure with that?
At the moment, yes.
Right, well, let's shake on it before you change your mind.
Nice to do business.
I'll hand that over to you.
Thanks, Peter.
Much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't he lovely? Good work, Natasha. That breaks down to 25 for the Bristol Blue Oil and Vinegar set and 40 for the 1920s flapper dress.
Normal. Absolutely normal.
Yes. Meanwhile, let's find an Ishy. Ah, got him.
Now, there's one surefire way to feel like a top dog, and that's having a dog-shaped inkwell. And he's holding this cane. He's got a brass or some sort of gilt metal collar. You open up the collar and you've got your little cavity here for your ink. I think this is so fun. Circa 1910, and it's moulded glass. It's got a ticket price of £75. I think I've been barking mad not to buy this. I love him.
Let's woof it over to dealer Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Morning.
How's it going?
Fine, thank you.
Let's start with the Glass Terrier Inkwell, priced at 75.
I could do it for 60.
I can't push you to 55.
Yeah, go on then, 55.
And there is something else before we shake hands on 55. I've seen in one of the rooms, in one of the cabinets at the back, there was a rug. I don't know if it's for sale. I don't know what condition it is. It's the Islamic-looking one.
Yes, it can be 20, but that's bottom line.
Perfect. If you're happy with 75, I'd love to take both.
Fine.
All right.
OK, thank you.
Let me get the cash out.
Now, we just need to get the prayer mat.
Well, unfortunately, it's in 2 parts, potentially missing a 3rd part, but these are the risks you take.
Crumbs. Ishy now has £892. Now, I spy a Natasha.
Every time that you go driving without your buddy, you really miss them. He's forever on my mind.
Natasha is off to the coast, to the town of Bridlington. Dubbed the lobster capital of Europe, it lands over 300 tons of the luxury crustacean every year. Gosh! And there she is. Make it snappy. And let's get in here to the Georgian Rooms Antique Centre. Lots of nooks and crannies to investigate in here. Aye, aye, Captain. With just over £1,000, let's get rootling.
That deserves a closer look. Where am I? Cabinet 23. I like your style. I was hoping that would be a wee bit heavier, truth be told, but I think that is really smart. So what am I looking at? Potpourri, I believe, but isn't that just a really decorative, smart piece? Now, you have to get your eye in a little bit because the brass is ever so slightly planished, so it's been hammered and hand beaten. So we're talking arts and crafts here. But it's these little roundels, you could call them, but actually, are they not stylized roses? Is that not what they are? It makes me think just a little reminder of Charles Rennie Mackintosh's Glasgow Rose. OK, not the same, I'm not getting carried away.
It's priced at £32.
Oh, careful. It's lasted this long, don't drop it now. It's OK if you drop it, it's hand hammered. It's just another little bit of planishing. I just think that's really smart.
While Tash continues her mooch, Ishy is 8 miles southwest in the hamlet of Ruston Parva. Phil Edmund Antiques is based here in this beautiful rural idyll. Once a rundown pig farm, it's now transformed into a festival of antique goodies. Looks great for a snout about. £892, that's the sum of smackaroonies young Ishy has. Let's see what he finds.
Hello.
Don't think there's anybody down there.
So, this looks like a carriage or a method of transportation, but it's actually something quite different. There's a little seat here. You slide it open. I'm going to see if I can fit. I think you'd have to be a little bit smaller than I am. And there's 2 pedals here, and you would... I mean, it would work better if my legs were a tiny bit shorter.
Your trainers are too big. Tell us more, Ishy.
You'd pedal on here. The wheel turns grindstones, and these would be used to sharpen knives, tools, and other implements in your house. Back when we had less of a throwaway culture, so tradesmen would travel across the country with this portable grinder, visiting village to village, and people would bring their stuff and have it sharpened on the go. I mean, I haven't seen one of these in real life.
Fascinating piece of social history.
I think for me, it's probably not the best buy for auction, not the most commercial item, but what an interesting object, tells a story, and it still works. Even if you don't use it as a knife grinder, it's pretty good cardio.
He's always thinking. Back to Tash in Bridlington.
Oh, I love this shape. Essentially, a square, but then cut off each corner, canted corners. For me, it's Georgian. Here we go. Do we have the interior lid? We do. Oh, but look at that. We also have some lovely scratches. And of course, you had to lock your tea. It was so expensive. You did not want someone stealing your tea.
By Victorian times, tea was so popular that tea clippers like the Cutty Sark could carry 10,000 tea chests at a time, enough to make 200 million cups of tea.
But that is just a lovely, honest piece. One to think about. Canted corners, one of my favourite catalogue descriptions ever.
Interesting. What about Ishy in Ruston Harbour?
Now, these are really interesting. There's a pair, but I'll just show the mechanism on one of them. These are called shutter dogs, and this would be embedded into a wall, a brick wall, externally. And this mechanism, the face here, you'd pull it up and down, and when it was in the up position, it would hold your shutters in place. Now, they're called shutter dogs because dog in Old English was a type of fastener, so shutter fastener got simplified to shutter dog, and the name kind of stuck.
Yeah, woof. Great find, Ishy.
I've seen these even used as towel holders in your kitchen. Install that in and rest a towel on its head. Fun, functional objects. I mean, likely French, a matched pair. I love them. I think they're so cool. So different. They work. They don't have a ticket price.
Let's find the proprietor. How much for the shutter dogs, Phil?
What's the best price on them?
£25 the pair.
£25? Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Time for the cash.
Thank you kindly, Phil. Ishy now has £867. Now, is Natasha having success in Bridlington?
Delighted that this cabinet is open because it's full of beauties. The shape stands out for sure. Look at that. Oh, it's all about this handle. The ram. That is so stylish. Bit of silver plate by the looks of it. Just really nicely cast. Can you imagine the full set with everything adorned with this ram's head? Absolutely incredible. Very Robert Adam, very late 18th century.
Born in Kirkcaldy in Scotland, Robert Adam was one of the most important British architects and designers of the 18th century, favouring the neoclassical style.
Our dealer has this marked up at £18. William Padley of Sheffield, 1890s. Now, I was hoping late Victorian, was I not? So that gives me hope. I like the style. I like what I've learned. I love the price. We're having that.
Stand by dealer Giles. And let's not forget the Scottish Arts and Crafts brass potpourri and the George III tea caddy. All three come to a total of £68.
Giles, hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So how do you want to play it? Do you want to get into lengthy negotiations or shall we just go for your best price?
Well, despite being in Yorkshire, I will offer you a deal. £60 for the lot.
£60. I'll shake your hands on that. I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. 3 £20 notes.
Thank you very much.
And 3 items to collect. So, Giles, thank you. I'll go and grab them and see you again.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Many thanks to you, Giles. Natasha now has £945 to spend.
What a haul. The tango. Are you in the mood for an Argentine?
I think you'll have to teach me. I can like do a sway. I can do like an R&B bop.
An R&B bop, that'll do. Let's go bop somewhere.
Don't stay up too late. Nighty-night.
What's your plan of action today?
Find a constable. Full stop. There is no other plan,
I'm gonna
Ishy.
find a Vincent.
Van Gogh, sure. Absolutely. Constable or Van Gogh? Anyone else?
Maybe a Matisse? Yesterday, Natasha was in super warrior mode. She bought loads. The Bristol Blue oil and vinegar cruet set, the flapper dress, the Scottish Arts and Crafts brass potpourri, the tea caddy and the cream jug. Lovely.
We're having that.
Natasha now has £945. While Ishy was a little more cautious, buying the bits of prayer mat, the terrier dog Inkwell, and the pair of French shutter dogs.
I love them. I think they're so cool.
Ishy has £867 left.
I think I know what my highlight's been thus far. Seeing you sing, it was such a beautiful moment.
Don't think Ishy agrees.
Should we send our mums cards from our trip?
Let's do it.
We should. We
Let's
should
find
write
a
them
postcard.
cards. Dear Mama.
Dear Mama, I am thrashing Natasha at this competition. Beginner's luck.
You wish, Ishy. But first, deep in the country, time for something amusing.
Right, Ishy, I grabbed my phone because I was missing home a wee bit, and I thought, what could remind me of home? Come on.
The Highland cow, typically found in the glens of Scotland. Utterly exciting. This is Chip.
That's like you at dinner last night.
Cheeky. And this is Morag.
Oh, look at this. Look at Morag. Look, she loves it right under the chin. Oh, she's so adorable.
Chip's got a killer fringe.
A killer fringe.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've been taking style tips from Chip?
It's okay. I don't think he heard.
This is lovely. What do you think, Morag?
I think Chip's interested in my shoes.
Oh, is he having a chew?
I'm gonna have to wash my shoes now, Chip.
He could have done worse.
I think if we just do it a bit like this, I think me and you are almost twins. What do we reckon?
It's uncanny. While Tash bonds with Morag, Ishy needs to make a move. He's nabbed the mooter. Yeah, I'm milking it.
Dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo-doo-doo-doo. This car has been a delight and I'm loving driving it. It looks so good. I feel like a film star in this, actually.
Intrepid explorer Ishy has now made it to Spurn Point. 1100 hours, rendezvous. Yorkshire's very own Land's End. A constantly moving sandy peninsula defending the Humber estuary from the unforgiving tides of the North Sea. Mission? Powerful forces of wind and waves make this evocative landscape one of the fastest eroding coastlines in Europe. Protection is needed. Prowling the perimeter inside this military unimog is conservation superhero Adam Stoyle of the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust.
Hi, Ishy, welcome to Spurn.
What's with the military vehicle?
Well, this is how we get down to the point now. In 2013, the road got washed away by a big tidal surge, so that's the only remaining road that we've got.
The characteristic spit of Spurn, an extended stretch of sand jutting into the sea, has been formed over more than 10,000 years to create the 3-mile stretch of dunes we see today.
When did people first settle here? How does anything get built here? So people settled from the medieval times. It used to be a big fort that would rival Grimsby and Hull.
Ishy could do with a hat. Coastal erosion here has kept cartographers busy for centuries. First settlers arrived here in the 14th century at the ancient port of Ravenspurn, which would become one of 30 towns and villages that have since succumbed to the sea.
People decided to stay here and build here, mostly for the maritime history, so it's such a vital import and export, and that protecting of the dangerous channels and things is why people are still down here.
Spurn was a vital navigational landmark for sailors, but the choppy waters and busy channel meant the lifeboat men set up home here in the early 19th century. The lighthouse was built in 1895 by eminent engineer Sir Thomas Matthews and would guide sailors for nearly a century. Let's climb to the top.
Adam, this is pretty steep. How many floors are there?
There's 5 floors and 145 steps.
Wow.
Decommissioned in 1985, the Spurn Point Lighthouse now serves as a monument to Victorian lighthouse architecture.
Wow, look at this view. You've got almost a 360-degree view of the North Sea and the Humber Estuary.
I've worked down here for over 13 years now. So I was here when the actual tidal surge came down in 2013 on the 5th of December. And the morning of the 6th of December, just took 500 metres plus section of road off us. So took not just the road, but the telegraph poles and all the sand dune and everything. And that's when it became that tidal island.
The storm left a 150-metre gap in the spit and created one of Britain's newest islands.
How long is it taking to recover from that?
We're 10 years on nearly now, and we're still recovering. It's constantly moving from the east to the west, so we've actually gained 75 metres worth of land in that one section on the Humber side. So it's a show of how dynamic this site actually is, because it rose on the east, but it deposits on the west. What we're seeing is a lot of change happening in terms of storms coming down. They're getting a little bit more frequent down here, but we haven't got a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But what we are seeing, due to sea level rises and changing the weather systems and things, is storms getting more and more frequent down here. But to create a tidal surge, you've got to have the right ingredients for that. So we don't know when the next tidal surge will be, but we're more or less guaranteeing that it won't be another 60 years.
Despite the unknown future, Adam and his team helped preserve this sandy peninsula and have even charted new life growing in the dunes, which creates strength and stability, and hopefully ensuring this coastal protective barrier remains for years to come. Time now for Ishy to head inland and catch up with Tash in Pontefract. Renowned for the licorice Pontefract cake, licorice is thought to have been brought here by medieval knights returning from the Crusades.
Go, it's absolutely pouring!
It's only rain, not molten lava. The Magistrates' Market was built in 1807 and was home to the town's courthouse, but is now a buzzing marketplace for local dealers. They're nutty.
Oh, hey.
She's so friendly. Natasha has 945 smackers in her wallet.
Some nice finger plates. Anything that adorns a door. I love a nice knocker. Do you know what?
Go on.
Of the three sets bunched together, this one is actually my favourite design because it just screams aesthetic movement. So very much the reign of Queen Victoria. Unfortunately, £130 is just a bit too rich. They'd probably make a nice set of 6 like this if they're all clean. What, 50, 60, 80 pounds with a bit of competition? But 130, it's very much a retail price.
OK, keep looking, Tash.
Now, I've spotted something out of the corner of my eye, which is an Ishy staple. Look at this box. It's got this really nice leatherette finish, almost Art Nouveau in style. And we open it up and look at that fuchsia pink colour and these mini little buttons that you can see. It says decorative old antique box, as seen, the dreaded as seen, but the price isn't dreaded, it's £8. The as seen probably refers to the fact it's missing a key plate, but it looks good. It's a really nice looking thing. It's still got a life. You can use it as a prop box, a display box. And for £8, I mean, I think this could make a profit at auction. So this is coming home with me today.
Our jeweller does love a jewellery box. Ishy has £867 left. Now, what could he possibly be drawn to next?
These aren't the sexiest examples in the world. They're not going to set the world on fire, but they are intact jewellery boxes. Look, you've got the beautiful lining on the inside, double stacking, so you can store all your goods safely away. Let's have a look. This one's a bit larger, but I think it's the same, yes. A double stacker, so that you can keep everything safe away. This has got a beautiful green interior and even a space for your pocket watch here. I'm thinking, if I group these together as a lot, maybe a jewellery collector will go for them. This one's got a ticket price of £15, and this one has got a ticket on it of £20. There's a potential profit in there. I love them.
I can tell.
Tash, where are you? Okay, I think your tag's giving you away. But that is quite
Remarkably
good.
similar,
I know, I
right?
could have fallen for that.
What do you think?
I mean, you fit right in.
It would be churlish if you didn't try one on, I think. Give us your... Oh, that is just, dare I say it, made
20?
for you. Made for you.
Not so sure.
All right,
Take home,
this is the
Frank.
buy of the day, guys.
It is the buy of the
Let's
day.
get to the till. Come on, let's go.
I actually might buy this. Don't you think it looks good?
Very natty.
So I cannot walk past a section of books because if you find an interesting book, generally you want it to be over 100 years old and it has its dust jacket. Hey presto, you may well be looking at a little lottery ticket.
Top tip.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. If you look at the spine and it's by, I don't know, someone of great, no, Oscar Wilde or the like, and it happens to be maybe not even a first edition, but a second impression, something like that. Money to be made. Right, what do we have? Wow, okay. Anne's an idiot, yeah. Okay, I think the antique gods are trying to tell me something. Just change the name and you get the idea.
She's funny.
This has to be the best looking thing I've seen today, and I'm not talking about my reflection.
Easy.
This is a gorgeous early 20th century hand mirror, but it also has a little hook on the back, so it could be wall mounted, which, I mean, it deserves to be because it is a work of art. And I can't get over this thick beveled glass that does appear to be original to the piece. How has it survived for 100 years in such good condition? This was probably part of a very fancy set. And I wonder who owned this. It's got a ticket price of £25, which I think is a great deal. I love this. I think this might be my last buy of the day.
Together with a lot of 3 jewellery boxes, we have a total price of £68. Stand by, Rachel.
Hi Rachel, how's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to see you, Ishy.
Nice to see you too. I found a few things in your wonderful shop and it's
Good.
time to see if we can do a deal.
Did he just wink?
So I think the total comes to 68, so what's the best they can be all together?
How about £60?
And that's your rock bottom.
It is really, I'm afraid, yeah.
If you're happy with 60.
That's great, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you
I'll
very
shake your
much.
hand.
Thank you. I hope you do well.
Thank you. Now, time for the cash.
Thank you, Rachel. That breaks down to £35 for the 3 antique jewellery boxes and £25 for the French Art Nouveau hand mirror. With nothing tickling Tash's fancy, the shopping is now complete.
Ishy,
After you.
There's no need. There's no need. I'll drive. Thank you so much.
Just drive off without me.
I know.
Ba-ba.
Okay, well, we're auction bound. Let's go find some shelter. Do you know, I have to say, I dig your trainers.
Whoa.
That's your equivalent of a big diamond necklace.
Yeah.
Your neon green trainers. Probably a lot cheaper.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why have diamonds when you can have neon laces?
Let's get some shut-eye, eh? With a frenzy of excitement, we're limbering up for auction firm.
Do you reckon it's going to be busy?
Oh, I hope so. Although sunshine, is everyone in their gardens?
Hopefully they're inside.
No, they are, and they love your stuff.
Super confident. Our pair, after whizzing round the East Riding of Yorkshire, have returned south to the East Midlands town of Market Harborough for the third in a best-of-5 auction contest. At Gildings. For sale in the room, on the phone and on the net. The lady wielding the gavel is Denise Elizabeth Cowling.
Fair warning at 90.
Natasha bought 5 items for the sum of £125. Any faves?
The couture 1920s flapper dress. Beaded, black and white, net skirt. Nice little dress, really, and this is the good bit. Most of us will be able to fit into it. Murder mystery evening, ideal.
Ishy collected 5 lots for £160. Thoughts, please, Denise?
The pair of late 19th century, obviously French shutter dogs. Quirky. I haven't sold any before. So maybe some interest in them.
Ready, let's go.
32 against you on the net.
Let's get comfy.
Right.
38, 40.
Our auctioneer looks in fine
42,
fettle.
45.
She does. First up, Natasha's late 19th century cream jug.
For me, if I'm going to have any jug in the world, I want its handle to be modelled as a ram.
Nice.
Internet starts at 12. I shall go 15, 18, 20.
Oh,
20
good.
the bid for me at 20.
Don't miss it. It's
Lots of
too
fair
chic.
warning now at £20 absentee bidder.
It's a profit.
A profit's a profit.
Just a splash, but it all adds up.
Did you see the ram's head?
I would have loved that.
Oh, you actually
I would have
loved
gold-plated it.
Yeah.
Can we make some more with Ishy's early 20th century doggy Inkwell?
Should we give it a name?
Yeah.
Should we call it Winner?
Wee winner.
Wee Winner.
Oh, stop. That was so nice.
Commission bid's coming up now at 22.
Oh, we need more.
25 bid now at 25. 25, do I see 8? 28 on net. I'm
His cane.
30.
Have you seen his cane?
£30 absentee bid at 30. Against you on net, 32. Internet bid at 32. Selling the gavel's up, fair warning, at 32.
Cheap.
Bio.
I think dogs bark. Yes, that was rough.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
That's what we should have called the puppy.
65 now for the burn.
Back to Natasha and the swishy, sparkly flapper dress.
I think you can safely call it couture. No labels, so it's been made for someone. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, it is couture. When was the last time you bought couture for £40? Do you know what I mean?
40.
Internet's come straight in at £28 at the moment, at 28, 30, 35, 38, 40, 45, 48,
Oh, good,
50.
good.
Condition, 65, 70. 70 bid now at £70. Don't lose it for a bid, Internet. 75, there we
It
go.
deserves to make
One more
money.
bid if you wish. 80, there we go again. 85. 85 now at 85.
I might just take it back.
£85.
Oh,
Real.
nice.
Well done.
Perfect for cocktails at the Ritz. Good result, Tash.
If I turned up to dinner in something like that, what
I
would you
think
say?
I'd woken up in the, like a wrong century.
Onwards with the prayer mat.
This is damaged, shall we
Now we
say.
come on to lot 194.
That's one way of putting it, Ishy.
20 start me. We'll take it to 10 then, looking for 10.
No.
I know it could be a very valuable rug. I know it's not all there, but surely for academic reasons.
Yes.
You could
Yes.
put £10 for it. No bids, I'm afraid. We'll have to pass this one.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Just in, as we say, someone bids always on the gavel, don't they?
We love you. We love you.
At £10, room bid at £10 now.
Hey.
Blimey, that was close, Ishy. A bargain for the last-minute bidder.
You bought 2/3 of a rug and it made half of what you paid for it, okay? There's the maths.
Oh, gosh.
It's the Scottish Arts and Crafts brass potpourri from Natasha next.
But it's so Scottish. I feel as though I should have taken it home.
Internet's in at 12, the absentee bidder going 15 now.
Oh, keep going.
18, 20, 22, 25, 28, 30.
Keep going.
At £30, still with me at 30. Internet, 32, you're in. At £32.
Well done.
It is joyous.
£32 is £32, I shall sell at 32.
Tiny wee profit.
What can I say? It all helps.
It's so frustrating that it wasn't marked because that was by someone.
Oh.
It was by someone, you know. Everything's by someone.
Nice now, 90.
Sage words, Tash. Time for Ishy's French Art Nouveau hand mirror.
I mean, look at it. This I would have loved to have gilded.
Oh, look at that.
£12 bid now at 12. Pretty little mirror this.
That can't be right.
Now at 15. At £15, I shall sell now at 15.
A cruel twist.
Not quite the fairest of them all, Ishy.
On reflection,
20, shall we say 20?
should have given it a
15
polish.
if you wish at 15, 15, 15.
On to the George III mahogany tea caddy.
If you were reading this caddy's tea leaves, you'd say, oh, you're going to have a tough life.
Internet's in at £30 now at 30. £30
Oh, nice.
at 30. 32, fresh bidder in the room at
Good
32.
fresh bidder.
Take the room at 32.
I'm pleased for two reasons. One, profit, and two, they're in the room so they've seen it.
Let's just concentrate on the profit, shall we? Onwards with Ishy's collection of antique jewellery boxes.
10 if you wish. 10 surely, 3 boxes, a £10 bid. 12 bid now at £12.15. They're away. 18 bid.
Oh, here we go.
18,
It just needed a wee
18,
soft start.
20 bid. Do I see 2? And I do. £22, all done, fair warning. Ah, on the gavel, I caught you. My eyes were still there.
Go, go, go.
28 at 28.30. Come on, bid up. 32.
It's
at
slowly.
£32. I'm giving you fair warning now. At £32, you're sure.
Just a titch of a loss, is she?
Not a disaster.
Now it's the turn of Tash with the Bristol Blue oil and vinegar cruet set.
It's all about the
That will go.
condiments.
Internet's in at £48.
That's all
48
right.
bid now at 48. Looking through him now, 48.55 on the net now. 55,
Oh, the net likes it.
65, 75, 85.
These are people who like to dip a bit of bread.
Jumping ahead now at 110. Net bid at 110. Looking through him
good.
again. It's at 110 and the gavel's up. Fair warning.
Brilliant.
110.
I'll take that.
Well done. Well done.
What a spectacular result. Amazing, Natasha.
Not my style
German
at
style teddy
all.
bears. This is Darcy.
So that's probably why I made a profit.
And I bid at 80.
It's the final lot. Denise's fave pick, Ishy's late 19th century French shutter dogs.
They've got a really nice age to look to them.
We all dream of having shutters, don't
Can
we?
you imagine in your garden?
In your chateau.
French countryside.
Yeah,
And that
oh.
will go to... And internet's in at 12. I'm going to take them to 15 at the moment.
Oh, go
15
on.
bids with me at 15. I'm looking around the room. I'm looking at the net. 18.20.
This could be a wee climber.
You're out on net. 22.25.
Oh,
Profit.
25
No,
from me at
break even.
25, 28.
Profit.
28 now at 28. 30, 32.
Nice.
My
They've
chance.
opened
Spend
the window up for a profit.
£32.
I don't think I'd ever be so excited for a £7 profit.
A profit at last, Ishy. Wonderful.
42,
How's my hair?
Your hair is still fantastic. But I think we should think less about your hair and more about the results. What do you reckon? Let's go figure it out.
Back to some more.
Let's tot up the numbers. Despite some nice buys, after all sale room costs, Ishy has made a loss of £60 and 78 pennies. While Natasha, also after costs, made a profit of £103 and 78 pence. Making Natasha triumphant for auction number 3. But there are still 2 more to go.
Oh, Tasha. I'm really going to have to step up my buying game.
well, that felt more like it for me, but hey, listen, Ishy, I can relate. I can relate.
Next on the trip with Ishy and Natasha,
La 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 la.
it's packed with musicality.
But I think everything's gonna be okay.
Ishy revs it up,
What do you reckon? We trade in the Volvo for this?
and Tasha finds a great big jug.
That is huge.